Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the wild and wacky world of laws, those rules we all have to follow, even when they make you go, wait what? So buckle up, get ready for some serious head scratching, and let's get weird. These are 10 weird and unusual laws from around the world that will leave you saying, wait what? Let's jump in. First up, we're heading to Switzerland, where it's illegal to own just one guinea pig. Guinea pigs are highly social animals and crave companionship. The Swiss, being the animal-loving folks they are, decided to make it illegal to deny a guinea pig its right to a buddy. So if you're thinking of getting a guinea pig in Switzerland, remember it's a package deal. Gotta get two or go home empty-handed. It's like a built-in best friend system for guinea pigs. No more lonely guinea pigs in Switzerland. They're all out there living their best lives, hanging out with their furry little pals. Next up, we're moseying on down to Texas, where it's against the law to use foul language in front of a corpse. Swearing like a sailor in the presence of the dearly departed could land you in hot water with the law. Now I'm all for showing respect, but this law just seems a tad specific, don't you think? Picture it, you're at a funeral, paying your respects, when suddenly you stub your toe on a pew. You know what you want to do, but hold on, this is Texas, and those cuss words better stay bottled up. G'day mates! Today we're diving into a topic that's as serious as it is amusing. Imagine you're in the beautiful land of Australia, surrounded by stunning landscapes, the iconic Sydney Opera House and the vast outback. Now picture yourself at a wedding. Sounds lovely, right? But hold on, there's a twist. Let's hop over to Australia, where interrupting a wedding ceremony is a big no-no. In this land of breathtaking beaches and outdoor weddings, crashing a wedding isn't just frowned upon, it's downright illegal. Yes, you heard that right. It's not just about being a party pooper, it's about breaking the law. We're talking fines, jail time, the whole shebang. Imagine the scene, a police officer writing you a ticket, a stern courthouse exterior, and even the cold, hard reality of a jail cell. It's enough to make anyone think twice before pulling a stunt like that. It's enough to make you want to double-check your plus one's intentions, am I right? You wouldn't want to be the one responsible for turning a joyous occasion into a legal nightmare, the couple looking worried, guests whispering, and a suspicious-looking person lurking around. None of that spells a good time. Weddings are supposed to be this magical, once-in-a-lifetime event. The bride and groom exchanging vows, the beautiful decorations, the perfect outdoor setup, it's all part of the dream. But that dream can quickly turn into a nightmare if someone decides to crash the party. The last thing you want is some random bloke shouting, "She's marrying the wrong guy," just as the vows are being exchanged. Imagine the shock on everyone's faces, the gasps, the confusion. It's a scene straight out of a movie, but in real life it's far from entertaining. But still, jail time? That seems a tad extreme. Yet in Australia they take their weddings seriously. The idea of someone ending up behind bars looking shocked in a jail cell or standing in a courtroom, it's a harsh reality for those who think crashing a wedding is just a bit of fun. Maybe they should just make the wedding crasher sit through the entire reception. Picture this, hours of speeches, endless toasts, and the same old wedding songs playing on repeat. It's a different kind of punishment, but one that might just fit the crime. You know, make them endure hours of awkward small talk and bad wedding DJ music, the kind of music that makes you cringe, and the small talk that makes you wish you were anywhere else. It's a fate worse than jail for some. Now that's a punishment fit for a crime. So, next time you're tempted to crash a wedding, think about the consequences. Whether it's jail time or enduring a never-ending reception, it's probably best to just RSVP and enjoy the party the right way. Chapter 4. Alabama Mustache Mischief in the Church Pews. We're talking about Alabama, where you better not even think about wearing a fake mustache in church if it's gonna cause a ruckus. Back in the day, some folks in Alabama decided that laughter in the house of worship was simply unacceptable. And what's the biggest culprit of church giggles? Fake mustaches, of course. Now, I'm not sure how often this law is actually enforced these days. Maybe it's just one of those old-timey laws that everyone knows about but no one really takes seriously anymore. Chapter 5. Japan, the Metabo Law and the Waistline Police. Next stop, Japan, where they have the Metabo Law, which sets a maximum waistline measurement for adults. If you're over 40 years old and your waistline exceeds the government-mandated limit, employers and local governments can actually face fines. It's all in the name of combating obesity and promoting healthy living. I mean, it's a noble goal for sure, but I can't help but imagine those workplace weigh-ins being a little awkward. Chapter 6: Florida hydrants are off limits, even in your driveway. We're heading down to Florida, where you better not even think about parking in front of a fire hydrant. And I'm not just talking about on the street, folks. I'm talking about in your own driveway. Florida takes fire safety very seriously, ensuring firefighters have easy access to those hydrants at all times. So, next time you're in Florida, be mindful of where you park that car. Next up, we're jetting off to Singapore, a vibrant city-state known for its cleanliness and strict laws. One of the most intriguing laws? Chewing gum is strictly prohibited. I'm not talking about blowing bubbles in someone's face or sticking it under desks. No, this ban covers any and all chewing gum, folks. Whether it's minty fresh or bubblegum pink, it's all off limits. You might be wondering why such a strict policy on something as harmless as chewing gum. Well, it all started back in the early 90s. During that time, chewing gum was causing chaos on Singapore's mass rapid transit system. People were sticking it on seats, on the floors, even on the sensors that opened and closed the train doors. Imagine the frustration of commuters and the maintenance crew. The gum was not only a nuisance but also a safety hazard. The government decided enough was enough, chewing gum had to go. And go it did. The ban was implemented, and soon, the streets and public transport systems were free of the sticky menace. The government took this step to ensure the city remained clean and efficient. Now, if you're caught smuggling in a pack of gum, you could face some hefty fines. The authorities are serious about this rule and they enforce it strictly. So, if you're planning a trip to Singapore, remember to leave your gum at home. Despite this unusual law, Singapore remains a top destination for travelers. Its unique blend of cultures, delicious food, and stunning attractions make it a must-visit. Just remember, no gum allowed. Chapter 8. Bonjour, let's hop over to France, where it's illegal to name a pig Napoleon. Apparently this law dates back to the days of Napoleon Bonaparte himself, the famous French emperor. Now I'm not sure how often this law is actually enforced. But still, it's a funny thought, isn't it? Imagine being a French pig farmer and having to explain to little Pepe that he can't name his new piglet Napoleon because it's against the law. Chapter 9. Hold on to your toques, folks, because we're heading north to Canada, where there's a limit on how many pennies you can use in a transaction. Back in the day, pennies were a dime a dozen, causing quite a headache for businesses. So, Canada decided to step in and put a stop to the penny madness. They implemented a law that limits how many pennies you can use in a single transaction. Chapter 10. Last but not least, we're wrapping up our wacky world tour in Vermont, where it's against the law to whistle underwater. Yes, you heard that right. In the picturesque state known for its stunning fall foliage and charming small towns, there's a peculiar law that prohibits underwater whistling. Now I don't know about you, but I'm not even sure how one would go about whistling underwater. Have you ever tried it? It seems like an impossible feat, doesn't it? The water pressure, the need to hold your breath, and the sheer mechanics of whistling make it a rather challenging task. Maybe this law was created by lifeguards, who were tired of hearing kids try to whistle while swimming. Imagine the cacophony of failed attempts and the bubbles rising to the surface. It must have been quite the distraction for those trying to keep an eye on swimmers. Or maybe it's just one of those laws that's been on the books for so long that no one remembers why it exists in the first place. Laws can be quirky like that. Remnants of a bygone era that somehow persist into modern times. Perhaps it was enacted during a time when underwater whistling was a more common pastime, or maybe it was a response to some long-forgotten incident. So if you're ever swimming in Vermont, maybe stick to humming your favorite tune instead of trying to whistle. Humming is not only allowed, but also a much easier and more relaxing way to enjoy your time in the water. Plus, you won't have to worry about breaking any obscure laws. So next time you take a dip in a Vermont pool, remember to keep your whistling above water and enjoy the serene beauty of this unique state. And there you have it, folks. 10 weird and wacky laws from around the world that prove truth is often stranger than fiction. Which one surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below. And hey, if you know of any other bizarre laws out there, share those too. We could all use a good laugh. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.